All right, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever in this world it is that you are. Welcome once more to another live stream of Alexandra Mayers Live, page by page reading and commentary of the modern English version of the Bible. So today we're going to go into the second book of Kings, chapter 5, which should be pretty interesting because it revolves around the themes of someone being healed of leprosy, and it also revolves around the element of greed. On a side note, had a good day today. I've been very productive. I have myself on a little bit of a different schedule. After I'm done with this reading, I'm going to run a quick errand, and either before or after I run the errand, I'm going to work on my music a little bit. I have a song that I thought I was going to record the day before yesterday, but wasn't quite perfected yet. Then I worked on it yesterday, and maybe I'll get around to recording it properly today. But um, I'm really grateful that I have the correct equipment at this point to make the kind of music I want to. I have amazing software to create with, so I can turn my ideas and creativity into a finished product a lot faster than I used to be able to. And the end result is far better than it ever was in the past. I have this music keyboard that I've carted around with me for the past few years that is so heavy. Um, I haven't replaced it because I really just happen to like this particular keyboard a lot. I have other options. There's lighter weight options I could replace this one with, but I'm just not ready to yet. I guess I will one day, but not yet. Hey, Sharon. Sharon, thank you for being as supportive and nice and kind and everything to me. You're a good friend. I really appreciate you sticking with me and keeping me company and listening to what I have to say and being on this journey of Christianity with me. You're a wonderful person. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Naaman healed of leprosy. Again, this is the second book of Kings, chapter 5. Now Naaman, captain of the army of the king of Aram, was a great man before his master, and held favor because by him the Lord had given him deliverance to Aram. He was also a mighty warrior, but he had leprosy. The Arameans had gone out raiding, and he had taken captive a little girl from the land of Israel, and she waited on the wife of Naaman. She said to her mistress, "If only my lord were before the prophet who is in Samaria, then he would take away his leprosy from him." So Naaman went in and told his lord, "Thus and so spoke the girl from the land of Israel." The king of Aram said, "Go, and I will send a letter to the king of Israel." So he went and took with him 10 talents of silver, 6,000 shekels of gold, and 10 sets of clothes. He brought the letter to the king of Israel, which read, "Now when this letter comes to you, know that I have sent Naaman, my servant, to you, that you may take away from him his leprosy." When the king of Israel had read the letter, he tore his clothes and said, "Am I God to kill and to give life, that this man sends a man to me to take away his leprosy? But consider and see how he is seeking a quarrel with me." But when Elisha, the man of God, heard that the king of Israel had torn his clothes, he sent word to the king, saying, "Why have you torn your clothes? Let him come to me, and he will know that there is a prophet in Israel." So Naaman came with his horses and chariot and stood at the entrance to the house of Elisha. Elisha sent a messenger to him, saying, "Go and wash 7 times in the Jordan, and your flesh will be returned and cleansed." But Naaman became angry and went away and said to himself, "Behold, he could have come out and stood and called on the name of the Lord his God and waved his hand over the infected area and taken away the leprosy. Are not Abana and Pharpar, rivers of the Damascus, better than all the waters of Israel? Could I not wash in them and be clean?" So he turned and went away in a rage. Interesting. So he didn't follow instructions. He should have followed instructions. But let's keep going. But his servants approached and spoke to him. "My father, if the prophet had told you to do some great thing, would you not have done it? How much more when he said to you, 'Wash and be clean'?" So he went down and dipped himself in the Jordan 7 times, according to the word of the man of God. And his flesh returned like the flesh of a little boy, and he was clean. So he did finally follow the instructions, and it worked out. Goes to show, sometimes you have to just listen to people, because sometimes people do know what they're talking about, especially if they have a reputation of knowing what they're talking about. And that was the case with Elisha. When he returned to the man of God, he and all his company, then he returned to the man of God, he and all his company. He came and stood before him, and he said, "Behold, I know that there is no God in all the land except in Israel. Now take a gift from your servant." But he said, "As the Lord lives, before whom I stand, I will take no gift." He urged him to take it, but he refused. Then Naaman said, "If not, let 2 mule loads of the dirt be given to your servant, for your servant will no longer offer a burnt offering or sacrifice to any god, except the Lord. But may the Lord pardon your servant on one account. When my master enters the house of Rimmon to worship, and he leans on my hand, and I bow down in the house of Rimmon, when I do bow down in the house of Rimmon, may the Lord pardon your servant on this one account." He said to him, "Go in peace." So he departed from him a short distance. Now we're going to get into the element of greed. Gehazi's greed. Then Gehazi, the servant of Elisha, the man of God, said, "My master has spared Naaman, the Aramean, by not taking from his hands what he brought. As the Lord lives, I will run after him and take something from him." So Gehazi pursued Naaman. Then Naaman saw him running after him, jumped down from the chariot to meet him, and said, "Is everything all right?" And he said, "Everything is all right. My master has sent me and says, 'Even now 2 servants from Ephraim, from the sons of the prophets, have come to me. Give them a talent of silver and 2 changes of clothes.'" Naaman says, "Please take 2 talents." He urged him and tied up 2 talents of silver in 2 bags with 2 changes of clothes, and gave them to 2 of his servants, who carried them before Gehazi. When he came to Ophel, he took them from their hand and put them away in the house. Then he sent the men away, and they departed. Then he entered and stood before his master. And Elisha said to him, "Where have you come from, Gehazi?" And he said, "Your servant went here and there." He said to him, "Did my heart not go with you when the man turned from his chariot to meet you? Is it a time to take money and to take garments, olives and vineyards, sheep and oxen, male and female servants?" The leprosy of Naaman will cling to you and to your descendants forever. So he went out from his presence, leprous like snow. Wow, so the disease transferred to someone else. Interesting. Well, that's the end of the second book of Kings, chapter 5. The next chapter revolves around a floating axe head, also blinded Arameans being captured. What else? And that's what we'll cover tomorrow. A lot of, I guess, what would be considered paranormal elements so far are in the second book of Kings. I'm finding it pretty interesting. I'm finding life interesting as of late. As Sharon knows, my faith is kind of being tested right now when it comes to personal relationships, but I'm contending with it. I definitely am. Staying strong, releasing anger through creativity, and that's what I'm going to do via the form of song right now, but not live. When I finish the recording of the song, I'll post it. Will there be video footage of me recording the song? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Again, Sharon, thank you for being here for me. I appreciate it very much. Have a good night, whoever's listening for whatever reason, wherever you are. Once more, I'm Alexandra Mayers. Bye bye.